Justin Bean, everybody. I'm the Veterans Coordinator. This is actually, believe it or not, my third meeting.
Your what coordinator?
The Veterans Liaison. Anybody who is active duty or veteran, I'm the person that you can talk to about any of your information you need to find. I got the distinct honor to ride with Sean and Russ Belleville back to the airport to drop him off, and he and I were talking on the way out, and he asked me to speak a little bit, and let me lay some heavy hippie shit on you just for 5 minutes. Kind of think about this. We're driving through there, right? And we get to the toll booth, and it was a Sunday. There might have been 8 to 10 people going through there, you know, in one lane. And this guy, what was it, $1? You pull out your card. What was the surcharge on that? I'm messing with it. It was like $2 or $3 for the swipe, for the $1 credit charge. And we were thinking, this guy, he might only put 8 to 10 people through a day, right? He's probably only doing what he's paid an hour to do this, right? So Sean's like, well, wouldn't this be a better way to do this? Make it an automated system or something like that? Sure, I mean, from a business standpoint, that makes sense. But you gotta think, we need to limit the amount of technology and automated systems and things that remove the human element from our societies. Because that's how things get so out of control. You start automating things, you start, how long do cars last these days as opposed to ones that were made in the 40s, 50s, you can find a 1930s Model 8 or T or something that'll still run. You can't find a 79 Honda that's gonna outrun that thing. You can, but shit. The point is that whenever you start removing the human element out of stuff, out of society, you ultimately remove it from everybody's conscience. They don't ever see these things. You don't witness this because it's in your everyday surroundings. You are a product of your environment, and that's a true statement because what are we made up of? Our experiences, the people we meet throughout our journey. That's who makes you who you are. And if everybody loses a little piece of that, overall, in the end, what percentage of that's left to pass on? So the direction we're headed right now is seriously kind of fucked up. I don't see if anybody, something's wrong with this country. Well, yeah, it's right around you every day. You see it. Whether you realize it or not, well, you need to think a little deeper if you don't. Because it all goes in the same thing. You talk about cannabis reform or anything that goes into that, something that's not within your constitutional rights, that they are taking away from you every day, and you just sit there and let it happen. It's how we got here, by taking out the human element. I'm sure you've seen those commercials with the human element. Well, I firmly believe it could be an actual physical element because we somehow, I don't know if you believe in evolution or whatever route you believe, but some people say that humans have only been around for 30,000 years, 50,000 years. The Earth has been here how many billions of years, and yet in a short amount of time we've taken it over. And we are the dominant species here, so this planet is ours to do with what we live. And we only have one life. It seems like every day gets shorter as you get older, right? I'm only 25, but Jesus, I feel 80 sometimes. I got 3 kids at home, shit. So, you got to do with your time what you can and put that human element back in, whatever you can. Sure, that guy might have only been doing 8 to 10 a day, and from a business standpoint, sure. On Sundays, they're probably not making a whole lot of tolls right there, but I applaud them for keeping that guy, and they're not replacing him with an automated system. Because, he might, his name was whatever, the guy might even not even speak English. But the point is, he came here for something, and he's doing it, and he wasn't replaced by an automated system, so thank you, DFW Airport, for keeping that, You open your eyes a little bit, whenever you're around them. These things, people are being replaced. We are phasing ourselves out by technology. Without technology, we just have survival. Take all the shit away. Take all the lights. Take the cell phones. You're on your own. Sink or swim, right? So without that, what do you have? You have no forward progression without technology. And technology is ultimately phasing us out. You see, movies like iRobot and all that stuff. That's not really all that far out there, man.
Right.
It's not. And if we want to stick around another 30,000 years, I want to start doing things a little bit different, So just something to think about. Thank you for coming. man. Colin, Van, and Kelsey, please step on up. Whenever we do events and we have merchandise out there and we got volunteers, selling stuff and making us good money and that type of thing, and we get the bins back, how do you think they look? They're totally disorganized. And so it's up to us to kind of set you guys up that are out there tabling these events for success, so we can be successful tabling these things. And so me and Andrea don't have to spend 4 hours leading up to an event organizing all of our stuff. So Colin and Kelsey have been tasked to figure out a better way to handle our organization when we're volunteering for tables, and hopefully a process for actually getting new people involved for volunteering at tables, because it's the easiest thing that you can do. You just need a little bit of info on how to do it right. So these guys are going to talk about it, and I'm going to move.
How's it going? I'm Colin. I started volunteering back in September of last year and just got right into tabling events and showing up with Dave and Will and tabling events. And one of the first things I noticed was the disorganization of the product that we have. And I come from a manufacturing background, and I know one of the biggest losses that any organization can have is through inventory or lack of inventory control. We don't really know what goes across that table. I can't tell you on any given event night what we put across that table. I try to keep track of it, she tries to keep track of it, Dave tries to keep track of it, and all the volunteers try to keep track of it. So if you do want to volunteer, contact me, contact David, contact Kelsey, and we'll welcome you into your first event. If you show up at an event and you want to help volunteer, we've had people do that. And then just ask us, what can be done. And generally, we'll show you and go through the process of how we keep the inventory sorted out. There is actually a process, and there's bags that are labeled in a certain direction. I don't want to change that inventory system at all. It works great. We're going to have an inventory chart that shows you what we have available. One of the biggest things was, hey, do you have this shirt size? I don't know. So we're going to have a list available that you can quickly look at and see what shirts, what sizes are available, and what the prices are for those shirts, so that it's right there. Even if you want to start from the beginning, if you show up at an event and you have no idea how to do it, we want to make it easy for anybody to come in and help. I have seen a lot of people come in and show up at events like at Cinco de Mota, and they wanted to help, they just weren't sure where to start. And that's one of the things that I want to do, is just make it easy for anybody to come in and give a helping hand with doing what it is, but also know what it is that we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish as well. So, yeah, that's really all I've got.
Anything else, Kelsey?
But besides the fact that merchandising is a way of getting our word out. I mean, not only are you selling the product, but you're selling the name. So it's very important that you do know what you're talking about. I mean, I've had people come up and ask me what it is our group does to legalize. How are we going to help? I mean, it's by getting out to the community. And so if you're going to help, we love it, but we also love that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and we do have, speaking of knowledge, just knowing the information and what's going on in, today's day and age, and in the actual facts behind marijuana and behind cannabis, and the medical benefits, and just your absolute human right to consume. That's what I believe in. We're developing a library, which we have books available. If you want knowledge on, a knowledge base surrounded around cannabis, so that you do know what you're speaking about, and you can come out and help, and shoot, maybe even become a public speaker and get up here and talk in front of everybody, then we have that information available for you. So yeah, just get with us, and we'll certainly give you direction if you want to help out. Don't be afraid to come up and just say, hey, I want to help. Some of our events are 21 and up, so if you're under 21, I'm sorry. But yeah, just ask me, and I'll give you direction. I got a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff for you to do at the events. Some of them, like Cinco de Mota, was all day. It was 12 hours. So it was a rough one. It would have been nice to have a lot more people there that you can rely on. So the people that are always there can step away, and we've got trust with people that are there and can help out and do that thing.
Because I know for Cinco de Mota, from the time I was there, I didn't leave the table because I let Colin go on the march, and if you don't have a smartphone, like half or more of our sales are credit cards. And you have to have a smartphone to have the square to swipe the credit card. And so I didn't get to do anything in March, which granted was perfectly fine doing merchandise, but it would be nice for Dave and Colin and myself to be able to step away and trust that everything is going to be in the best of hands.
So if you're wondering, do we have anything for you to do? Yes. Yes. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's it.
They were talking about getting more knowledgeable. I'll tell you, one of the best websites to do that is normal.org. There is literally more information on that website about the stuff than you'll be able to consume. So, spend some time, when you have 5 minutes instead of checking Facebook, why don't you go learn something about weed? So, let's move forward. Is Sarah here? She was going to talk about the library? No? Our librarian. She started a library. We've got, I'm not even sure what we're up to now, a bunch of books and DVDs though. He has brought some, and we brought some too, actually. Have you guys seen the documentary Hipsters before? It's on Netflix. Well, so we went to a screening of that a few weeks ago, and got it signed by the director and 2 of the people that were in it, I think. So pretty cool. And then another book that we got signed by the author. So basically the idea is we have collectively a lot of knowledge that probably just lays around and gets wasted. So the idea started with, hey, let's just put all of our good books and DVDs that we're not reading right now to good use. And let our members, if they're an active member of the organization, they can take a book or a DVD or a couple, and actually somebody can get something out of that instead of it just collecting dust on my shelf. So she's not here, but we do have a library if you want to talk about it after the meeting. I will answer your questions. Nick is also not here. He said he sustained some form of injury. I'm not going to share the details, but yeah, he's not coming. Josh, are you here? Look at you. Chelsea, please join us. This is my friend Chelsea.
Hi, I'm Chelsea. Actually was asked to come to the meeting. This is my first meeting. Went to a couple events of the 420 festival. Barely made it in there, and then the Cinco de Moto was a hit. That's where I really got inspired to ask for more ideas to help DFW NORML and myself. We've actually started a softball team. We'd like to see if NORML would start a division of sports, try to reach out to communities and get some information out there so that people are more knowledgeable about the legalization of marijuana. So Hearst is our first Friday team league that we're doing, co-ed this summer. We have an established team already. But what we're asking for are support and jerseys and visors, stickers, anything to help us label NORML in a positive way to reach out to communities. But there's a lot of different, parks that we're going to be at. There's different teams that are actually going to be out on Friday nights. I know we have 8 teams right now, or 8 games right now in Hearst, which have about 25 different teams that show up every Friday. So I know the exposure would be pretty wide in being able to reach out, not only on Fridays, but we also play tournaments on Saturdays. So that's just some ideas to throw out there, and I thought I'd come and share in your meeting. So if y'all had any questions for me, I could try to answer some for you, but this is brand new. I haven't seen anybody come out and try this before, so. I want to see anyone's support on that, but thank you very much.
And in fact, we're still doing sports through disc golf. Will has started us doing disc golf. We've sponsored him in 2 tournaments? 3 tournaments. So he's out there, wearing headbands, jersey, talking the normal game out to all these people who clearly are with us. They're just not standing with us. And so, the opportunity to go and, let's say, you don't have something to do you guys play on Thursday or Friday nights. If you don't have something to do on a Friday night, you go out, support your normal team, and be loud a little bit to all these people that you're probably going to make a little bit uncomfortable about. And then kind of help change their mind about who it is trying to change this stuff.
I do, smoke weed.
Yeah. Hey, here, have this wristband. We don't want to hurt you. You don't want this, it's okay, more for me. So yeah, it's just an opportunity for us to go out there and do more things, because right now the best thing that we can do is make NORML a household name. And the more people that are with us, the more people that are educated about all of this stuff and about voting and how to actually change all this stuff, the better. So, Ron, would you please step on up here, sir? Ron emailed us this week and is a veteran and wanted to come in and check out NORML. And we invited him. He sent an email with quite a story, and we talked amongst ourselves, and we agreed that this is a story that we wanted him to be able to share with you guys, because this is the type of person that we're fighting to change things for. So this is Ron.
I'm a disabled veteran, 70% service connected. I have a bunch of physical conditions, arthritis, knees tore up, you name it, I've got it. The problem is I can't take any pain meds. After taking Ambien back in around 97, I started having sleepwalk issues, and most of my neighbor's yard didn't remember for like 2 months, stuff like that. In 2005, it got real scary because I had been off the Ambien for a while. The pain meds themselves have caused the sleep issues to start. And in 2005, I went fishing, which I discovered the next morning. There were worms on the floor. I had apparently stepped all over them and stuff. And my tire on the front of my car was shredded, and about a half inch of the rim was gone. And I still have no memory of it. So I'm not able to take any sort of pain meds, yet, I have to break the law and smoke marijuana, be a bad guy, but I'd rather do that than put 20, 30 people at risk every night and stuff, so, all right.
Next meeting. This is going to be our last meeting for a little while here at the church, which has been amazing, by the way. We really didn't have a home before this. We had places that we met that they were kind of cool, I guess, with us meeting there, but it was never like this. And so this place enabled us to be what we are now. And so we're never going to forget that. And I want us to continue to do things here. We may occasionally meet here again, but the fact is, it's kind of small in here. These meetings get much bigger, people aren't going to be able to fit. And so it's on us, to figure out a better situation. We reached out to this barbecue place that, I don't know if you guys know where this place is, but it's right across the street from the new Dallas Cowboy Stadium. Right next door to the AT&T flagship store for the Metroplex. So it's on Collins in Arlington, pretty much in front of thousands of people every weekend. It's insane how many people go by this area. And so they're going to let us try it out. They're uneasy about it. They're afraid that the police are going to kick in the door. And to somebody who has never been to something like this, they don't know what to expect. And so they're right to be concerned, as business owners and stuff. So they're going to allow us to meet at this place, and for the first time that I'm aware of, outside of like a picnic or something, we're actually going to have refreshments available at our meeting. They're going to open up their amazing Texas barbecue to us. It's a buffet, and so if you want to eat, you can. It's $10 to eat. They have Dublin Dr. Pepper, which I love, and they are very, very friendly. I've probably been in there in the last 6 months, maybe 20 times in my normal shirt, and every single time I've been in there, somebody that works there says something about it. Everyone is just supportive, They're just like, hey man, I love your shirt, I love what you guys do. It's like they know who we are. And so it seemed logical, to ask. And so I asked, and they said yes. And so we're going to try it out. I don't know if we're going to meet there again in the next month, but we're going to have food, we're going to have solid AC, we're going to have access to their 4 big screens to have this displayed. And we're going to be able to walk around, people are going to have some elbow room. It's going to just be more comfortable because we have medical patients. And it's, again, on us to make it as accessible as possible. The gravel parking lot is not all that accessible to people with disabilities, and so we got to figure out a better solution. I think that Eddie Dean's Crossroads represents a step towards the right direction. So I hope you join us next month at that meeting because we promised them 70 people. It'd be cool if 70 people showed up. So. At this point, let's see what time is it. Ooh. Yeah. God, this is a lot better way to run meetings. Yeah. And we kind of flew through all the important business, so now what I always wanted was an opportunity for other business to actually be discussed. You know. So, all right, get your ass up here. This is Aaron Gutnick, our treasurer. I'm Aaron Gutnick, your treasurer. Right now, we currently have $411 in the account available. We are pushing that picnic. It is a cheap money-generating event. Bring people. Bring people. Bring people. There's going to be food. Okay? Bring people.
How much is it?
It's
$5 all you can eat.
Oh.
And there's briskets. I mean, there's going to be a lot of food. So definitely.
We need you to bring food, though.
Yeah.
Bring food.
Yeah, I mean, if you bring a dish, bring a small dish. I mean,
If you bring something, you do not pay.
Can we bring a cake?
please do.
What?
A cake.
At Veterans Park, no.
It's going to make our permit about $100 more expensive.
Yeah.
I think. Is that right, Don? $100? $50 more. So
We could.
you know, I don't really have a problem. Plus the price of the keg, obviously. So potentially $100. You know, and like I said, $400 in the bank. You know.
All right, one of the main issues that we were discussing earlier was we're on that brink of changing the law, and how do we do that? And one of my main agendas for NORML is to educate. We have to educate. Without education, we are going to change nothing. You have to educate. You have to start pushing the universities around here and calling on them for cannabis education curriculum. We need it. Without education, we will change nothing. Okay? We need to push education. When people are in your face telling you this and telling you that, ask them where their information is from. Ask them to show you the data. Because without education, you will change nothing. You need the data. Numbers don't lie, people do. The politicians will not give you the data. Why? Because they're hiding. Okay? Ask them for the data. If they can't give you the data, they can't answer one single question. How can they leave this country? Okay? How? They can't answer us. And I like to use the word ignorant because we all have ignorance. It's just a lack of knowledge. We need to educate the cannabis ignorant. Okay? They need to accept the fact that they lack the knowledge of cannabis. They're cannabis ignorant. We all have ignorance. Put me underneath a car. That's a car above me. Okay? I mean, we all have it. So that's my thing, especially older crowd, when you really don't want to offend them and say, educate yourself. Oh, well, I am educated. Okay, well, why are we having this argument if you're so educated? Tell me what's wrong with cannabis. They'll start telling you things. You go, well, studies show this. Studies show that. Where are you getting your information from? I read it from a newspaper. It's left-wing or right-wing. I mean, you have to read studies from universities, not somebody's opinion. You have to educate, because without education, we will change nothing.
Damn right.
About getting universities involved in doing studies and things like that. There was just a recent Supreme Court showdown between a major university and the federal government, the DEA. They wanted a permit to do research with cannabis for medical benefits. And the Fed said no, and the Supreme Court said, we're good with that. So, we can't turn to our academic community. Our academic community has been shut off from this debate by the law. So I just want to add that.
And let me throw one more thing on that, because that made me remember some. I teach statistics at Tarrant County College. They're fully aware of my activism. I'm not saying they fully agree with me. I'm saying they're fully aware of what I do. Okay, they are aware that I'm trying to change the laws. All right. At Tarrant County College, I know the South Campus is now pushing more of a research agenda. For someone in statistics, I'm just ready to jump out of my britches here. Because at community colleges, we don't get the opportunity to research. Okay, we're going to be leading students into research papers, and TCC's out of debt. Okay, the federal government, yeah, they have their money, they can shove it all up their asses. TCC has no debt,
and that's tremendous to us. We can order hemp from out of state, from legal states, and we can now test it through the physics department. We can start publishing papers. So we need to push the academic communities. The feds are trying to squash us. Education is our last chance. We need to educate.